When I look at India, this is the country I come from. That is a harsh reality, and many would say magnified much more than in Pakistan. The current situation in India is we have more than 800 million people living at less than $1 a day. Malnutrition is rampant. Female maternal mortality, child mortality. I mean, all the indicators. And yet, India is touted as really a democratic success and a nation. Now, where would you place India? And do you see any connection between the poverty in India and the poverty in Pakistan?
Well, I think the story is more or less the same in India than Pakistan. The Indian ruling class has also failed by history, and it has failed to carry through the modernization of India. And this is the sickness of modern day capitalism, that even very high rates of growth tend to have an inverse impact on the social conditions of society. There's increased poverty. As you see, India has a growth rate of 8 to 9% for last 10 years. And in those 10 years, the poverty has increased measurably.
But those growth rates belong to corporations.
Yes, obviously, and this shows that this is the intrinsic organic disease of capitalism, especially of the third world capitalism, where even the growth rates, the advancement in economy, and the rise of industry and everything does not alleviate poverty, and it further worsens and will continue to worsen. Then the second reason is enormous expenditure on armaments. Both these countries are in a race. India has now bypassed every country this year. It is the largest buyer of conventional weapons. And Pakistan is number 4. India is followed by China, South Korea, and then it's Pakistan.
Isn't it strange that both India and Pakistan were sworn enemies of each other at all levels, and yet they are both the darling of the United States of America?
Yes, I think the people of India and Pakistan are not sworn enemies of each other. It's the ruling class which create this false animosity on the basis of religion and other prejudices. These people lived for 7,000 years, and they will live again for if the future has anything to give this region, which holds 40% of world's poverty and has only 22% of world's population. I mean, this is very tragic, but this animosity is created, and then now after 3.5 wars, the ruling classes in India and Pakistan are in a terrible mess. They can't afford to go to a war, and they can't sustain peace. So there's a hoax of war and peace going on all the time, a situation of war, but not war actually happening, and then it starts with the peace talk.